So just as I was finishing up my video on Randy Gregory going to the Cowboys, it was actually rendering when I got the notification on my phone on Twitter. Randy Gregory not going to the Dallas Cowboys, going to the Denver Broncos. They get a pass rusher. Potentially this means that Miller isn't re-signing. I don't know, but they could definitely use a pass rusher. Most teams could, and it's literally the exact same deal too, which is even more surprising. $70 million for 5 years, although only $28 million of it is guaranteed. So if it doesn't work out in a couple of years, you can get out of it with little to no penalty there. So that's an interesting aspect here. You might look at him and say, wait a second, a guy who's only had 16.5 sacks through 5 years as a pro, isn't that a bit of an overpay? You could make that argument. The production maybe doesn't match the contract, but his tape really does. I think his tape is very impressive, and so that's the main thing to talk about here. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. A real surprise. I mean, I remember one time, I believe it was Anthony Barr who did this, where he said he was going to go with the Jets, but then ended up staying with the Vikings. And keep in mind, any of that still could happen. Any of these contracts that we love, technically none of them are official yet because they're all just, you can't put it on paper yet until tomorrow when the season actually opens. This is just the legal tampering period where you're allowed to make sort of handshake deals. So that's where things get a little bit interesting. And for someone like Randy Gregory, I'm interested in why he decided he didn't want to play with the Cowboys and instead would rather go to Denver. I do like this move from the Broncos' perspective. They feel as though they have a secondary. They have a lot of guys who can play, although maybe didn't live up to the hype as much as he would have liked last year. It still was good, and maybe adding a pass rusher can help with just everything. So teams really value that pass rush spot and a lot. And for someone like Gregory, he's kind of someone where you don't have to break the bank to get him, and he's still a pretty solid player. So I think that's what they feel like they're getting here. So let's start off with this play. I think this can be a great play to kind of just show his insane athleticism. Like, say what you want about Randy Gregory, but watching his tape, like the first thing that jumps out at you is just like how much of an athlete this guy is, especially at 6'5", 240. He did run a 4.6 40-yard dash, which again, for an edge rusher, that's certainly very, very quick. So, and you see that on tape. Like you see, like, okay, this guy is a great athlete. On this play, for example, you're gonna have a couple of players kind of run towards the right a little bit, almost basically just run straight up from where the camera angle is, kind of just straight forward. And you're gonna have Randy Gregory pull around, and he's actually gonna get a one-on-one matchup against a center. So to some degree, okay, you're going up against a center. That's a relatively favorable matchup, to say the least. I'm not going to say it isn't. Also, Matt Paradis, who he's a fine center. Like, he's not the worst in the league by any means. It's a bad offensive line as a whole. He's kind of, not the worst there for Carolina. But anyways, watch what happens. Look, so first off, you see how now, I'm going to pause it right here. You kind of see how this play works a little bit better. And you also see what Gregory is going to try and do. Really get it's his left arm that you can really see from this angle of getting it sort of on the right pec area of Paradis. That's where he wants to mainly hit, and then get his right arm kind of on the shoulder pad, push him back, and get to Darnold. And watch how well he pulls it off. I mean, that's strength and speed right there. Both were very effective. And again, you see it like on tape, especially his wins. They're very visually appealing. His wins are up there with anyone's wins in football, I think. You also have something like this, where this is going to be much more of a traditional play, right? It's an edge rusher going up against a tackle. That's what we're going to see right here. Right when this play begins, he's just going basically straight bull rush. It's just, hey, can I be stronger than you? Can I overpower you? That's what he's trying to do right here. And it's going up against Cam Irving, who's not exactly known for being a great tackle either. Again, that's very fair to point out. But watch him actually pull off this swim move, and sort of when you are expecting, Irving clearly is like, okay, you're going bull rush. Nope, goes with the swim move and is able to pull that one off. So he has several different moves, and again, being the athlete that he is, he can use them all effectively. So that's kind of just what he can do. I think this play is another one where once again you have the same one-on-one matchup. You have Cam Irving going up one-on-one against Randy Gregory, and you're going to see kind of his length and also his strength in this play. That's really the main two things you're going to want to look at. Look at how right when this play begins. So you see the hand placement that he has. He has Irving's kind of his first. He his right hand, what you see closest to us, has Irving's left shoulder pad area. You also see that he kind of, his left hand, Gregory's left hand, is on Irving's sort of right side of his body. What he's going to try to do is basically just move him. He's going to try to push him off to the side. Again, look at that strength and look at how he is going to be able to fight through and nearly gets to the gets a sack there. Ended up being a good thing he didn't because Darnold threw an interception. So there you go. Like, those are some really good and I think really talented plays. I think you could certainly counter this if you want to and say, listen, anyone can look good against Carolina. Their offensive line left a lot to be desired last year, and there is some truth to that. I'm not going to say that there isn't. But then let's watch some other plays. Let's watch him play different teams, like, for example, the New England Patriots. Again, this is going to be a one-on-one block right here. It's kind of really an interesting play. It's just a very unique play. Watch him pull off this little quick swim move right off the top to where, at this point, he hasn't even been touched really, and the tackle is just, he's going to have a hard time getting over to Gregory. So kind of a great just immediate play to give himself a little bit of space. And again, it's worth mentioning, he's a very fast edge rusher. Watch him be able to get over, and he is going to just lay out Mac Jones. Jones lost the football, and Dallas recovered. So again, really good play, kind of that initial, oftentimes these plays are won and lost right at that first point, and that was a good play by Gregory to be able to do something like that. I don't know if he saw something on tape that led him to believe that he could pull something like that off. Maybe that's the case, maybe not. He didn't have a ton of space either to try and make something like that work. But again, being able to move laterally and then being fast enough to get to the quarterback, that'll play no matter what. And you could say it's a bit of a unique way to win, but that's sometimes what you have to do, is win in unique ways. And you also have something like this. This is another example of just kind of, okay, going up one-on-one against an offensive lineman. Can you win? And again, this is the main thing you want to look at when you are scouting talent, is what can you do in one-on-one matchups. This is against Isaiah Wynn, who's good. Look at how right when this play begins, you see him, again, it's sort of that he's starting off as though it's a bull rush, getting those hands right on and just basically seeing if he can overpower Wynn. And watch him overpower Wynn, gets off of him, and again, gets to Mac Jones for the sack. And these are quick sacks too. So there is a lot to like about Randy Gregory. And what we saw on tape last year was very, very promising. So these are the kind of things that you like to see, and these are what you continue to hope for. For the Denver Broncos, again, they're just, listen, they're going all in this year. This is where they're trying to be competitive. And what we kind of see teams do, and I wonder if we'll see more teams do this, it's like when you're competitive, don't just use the cap space to make sure you keep everybody. Sometimes use the cap space to go out and get somebody else. So they're trying to build that defense really well, because that's kind of the interesting thing about all these good teams in that division, right? The AFC West, which is just such a gauntlet right now with the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Broncos now, and even the Raiders, who are solid. The one thing that none of those teams have a great thing there is defense, with the exception of the Broncos. The Broncos are the one team that has that defense, whereas the Chargers, listen, they're adding a lot of resources there. It might be good, but still, it's just a team on paper right now, and it wasn't great last year. And Kansas City, they added Justin Reed, which is a good get for them, but still, we're talking on paper, and it wasn't great last year. So if the Broncos can at least get similar offensive production as those other teams, which is, not a guarantee, just because, the Chiefs' offense has been the best in football for the past several years. But if they could get at least similar offensive output there, their defense could be enough to get them to win the division maybe. So that's why they're doing stuff like this. Very interesting move. What do you guys think about it? Let me know about all of it, about the decision for the Broncos and also about the decision by Gregory. Kind of interesting stuff. Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. Also, one more thing. I already did my outro, I know. But just making sure so Rappaport said it was the same deal, but at the same time, I don't know. I haven't seen it reported anywhere that it's still $28 million guaranteed. So maybe there's an asterisk on that. But anyways, yeah. Just wanted to make sure I threw that out there. Anyways, bye.